Ну що, друзі, підтягуйтесь, будь ласка, тому що саме зараз починається наше останнє зіркове інтерв'ю. І наш наступний гість сьогодні зробив величезний внесок у індустрію відеоігор, народив цілий жанр, зламав усі можливі шаблони того часу та винайшов речі, якими у гейм-девелопменті користуються і до сьогодні. Чи готові ви зустрічати містера Джона Ромеро? Більше шуму, більше шуму! А ось і він, ваші оплески! Але це ще не все. Знаєте, ми любимо сюрпризи, тому приготували вам ще один сюрприз. На який ніхто не чекав, ніхто не знав, мати на сцені одного з перших творців відеоігр – це дуже круто, так? А коли на сцені з'являється іще один з новітніх гейм-девелоперів, це ще крутіше. Тому до нас приєднається резидент студії 4A Games Павло Дороховський, людина, яка подарувала нам багатьох персонажів у серії ігор «Метро». Ваші привітання та оплески йому! Ну а наше зіркове інтерв'ю сьогодні представлено виробником потужних ноутбуків та багатьох крутих штук, який називається Acer. Acer Україна представляє наш зірковий склад сьогодні з містера Ромеро. Та я хочу сказати вам, що Acer Україна – один з найбільших світових виробників ноутбуків, комп'ютерів, моніторів та периферій. А пристрої серії під брендом Predator – це поєднання найкращого ігрового заліза і передових технологій для найвимогливіших геймерів. Є тут геймери сьогодні, а? Є геймери, ціла купа геймерів. Ось такий красунчик у нас тут один вже стоїть. Ну що, давайте підтримуємо містера Ромеро оплесками та містера Дороховського теж. Well, okay, we are ready. We have some gamers on the first places, in the first rows.
All right.
Я хотів би почати з нашої невеличкої експериментальної частини, де містер Дороховський та містер Ромеро побалакають про ігри сьогодні, тому що містер Ромеро починав, а Павло вже закінчує останні ігри, які відомі нам. Да? Яка найостанніша гра, над якою ти працював?
Metro Exodus.
Metro Exodus. Грали у такий?
Если мне не изменяет память, вот. Прежде всего, на самом деле, мне очень хочется сказать вам, вот вам всем, вам большое спасибо, потому что в такую погоду, в такое время, и вы все здесь остались, чтобы прийти увидеть настоящую легенду вживую, это просто потрясающе.
Так. Mr.
Это вам
Дороховський.
аплодисменты, это вам аплодисменты.
Mr. Dorohovsky says a big thanks for our fans who stayed on a freezing cold this late to see our star guest. Thank you guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's begin. So, Mr. Dorohovsky, do you have some questions for Mr. Romero?
Я не просто имею вопросы к мистеру Ромеро. Я прямо сейчас вижу здесь глаза одного человека, который который очень активно хотел задать очень важный вопрос, который для него просто очень важен. Это как Джон делал сиджил.
Sigil.
Сиджил.
Okay. The first question
All right.
is how do you make sigil?
How did I make sigil?
Yes.
Насколько это было тяжело? Что вы переживали? Какие эмоции вы испытывали
Yeah,
при
what is the-
этом?
Was it a hard project? So what emotions are you go through while making this project?
Well, having a game that's been around for 25 years and still is really popular is not common. So, the fact that the Doom community is still huge, to me, I felt like I wanted to give the community something really cool. And adding another episode to the game, I thought would be a really fun thing to do because, I think I didn't feel that I lost any kind of creativity when I stopped making Doom, Doom creativity, because it's different than Quake creativity. And so I needed to learn a tool called Doom Builder 2. And get back to oh yeah, here's all the technical stuff that's in that data format, And so it took a couple hours to go, okay, yeah, that's right, I remember all this stuff. And then start planning, what would this episode be? Where does it take place? And I thought, I didn't make hell levels in the original Doom. I did episode 1, which is the base stuff. And the hell stuff, I thought it would be cool to do hell stuff in Doom. Since I didn't before, I should just do it now. So then thinking about that was, well, where would that be? Where would I put that? Does it go between episodes 2 and 3, or does it go between 3 and 4? And then I thought, well, why don't I just continue the adventure past episode 4, and have the player, instead of going to Doom 2 after episode 4's final level on E4M8, get pulled back into hell and have to fight through an even worse, scarier place. And so that was kind of the plan. And I just started working on it probably at the beginning of, it was 2018, because Christmas was going to be when the 25th anniversary was. So it was like, well, I'll take a year to do this in my spare time, because I got lots of other things that I'm doing.
Of course.
So if I was on vacation, I had my computer, and I'm I'm on vacation, but I'm making.
You have no vacation.
Yeah, Doom 2.
Oh yeah, we have some Doom 2 here. Nice.
Yeah. Doom 2 was great. Took us 8 months to make Doom 2.
8 months.
8 months. So anyway, I basically spent my spare time, and it was not difficult making levels. It was actually just like I never stopped making them. It was easy, and then it was like, well, I need to push a little bit more than what I was doing before, but I don't want to go too high, because then it doesn't feel like it continues the story. It feels like some weird amped up version of Doom, and I didn't want to do that, because I could take the latest source ports and make the game like Quake.
Yeah, but you need to stay in the...
I needed to stay, and I made decisions like, I'm going to use all the original textures. I'm not going to create new weapons, new monsters, nothing, because episode 4 didn't do that. So I'm going to say episode 5 is going to follow the rules, but I want to do something a little bit more interesting in 5 that still uses all the stock stuff. So I came up with the idea of shooting these Baphomet eyes to unlock progress or secrets. And I did that consistently, and that never happened anywhere in the original Doom, or even in Doom 2. So I felt like I was doing something new in it.
Oh my god, after all these years, you still can be inventive on Doom. That's awesome.
It was even more, yeah, it was cool.
It was cool.
So if you haven't played Sigil, just Google Sigil, or go to romerogames.com, and it's freely downloadable. You just download it. If you want to get the Buckethead stuff, it's like €6 or something. But just get the free stuff. It's got awesome MIDI music in it and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted really good MIDI metal stuff that matched Bobby Prince's stuff. And there's a guy that's been in the community for a long time named Jimmy Paddock, and they calls him Jimmy Middies. And so I chose some really cool ones, and he made some new ones, and people have said, like, wow, it's hard to decide whether to listen to Buckethead's music or Jimmy's, because they're both so good. But I wanted the quality of Sigil to be a little higher, so that's why I contacted Buckethead to see if he'd be involved in the music. And he was a massive Doom fan, loved Doom. So he was very happy to be involved in it.
Of course.
And so he also wanted to make new songs. And I was like, I don't really need you to make new songs. He's like, I have to make a new song. So he made the song that starts the first level. He made a brand new song, and so he really wanted to do more, but he's so busy that I can't, I wouldn't want to delay the release of Sigil because I didn't get more Buckethead originals, you know what I mean? Because we already had an issue like that with Quake, waiting for Trent Reznor to finish the music. So I didn't want that to happen again. So I already kind of figured out all the songs I wanted, and he did his one song, and I was telling him, this is the date I really need the song at.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I don't need you to, I gave him months to do it. But the thing is, Buckethead, if none of you know this, Buckethead is probably the most prolific guitar player in history. He's made over 400 albums.
400 albums?
400, yes.
Is it for real? How can you?
In 2016, I think he made 113 albums. He is super experimental.
Wow.
And the thing is, he doesn't like repeat himself, which is one of the most amazing things, is cranking that much stuff out but not repeating yourself. Just shows how creative he is.
It's unbelievable, truly.
Yeah.
Like, how is it real?
So if you don't even if you don't get Sigil, but you want to hear Buckethead's Sigil soundtrack, he's selling the Sigil soundtrack on his own Bandcamp.
Nice.
So if you want to go to Bandcamp and look up Buckethead, you can find the Sigil soundtrack and just listen to the songs, or even the names of the songs. Those are all on YouTube, so you can even listen to the songs on YouTube.
Cool.
And the version that you would get if you were buying it, you'd get the really super high-res FLAC files.
Of course.
But I put out a Sigil Beast box, which is like the most evil game box that exists, and it has the soundtrack on it as you know,
as bonus,
high-res
yeah.
waves. But yeah, it kind of has a ton of cool stuff in it that you can kind of find, I think, on the Sigil site.
Wow.
But anyway, making the levels was great, and it was really the end of the project is the part where like there's so much technical detail that needs to be nailed down because there are so many source ports, and trying to make this work with the biggest source ports is really tricky because there's a lot of new data that each of these ports needs to handle a 5th episode on top of the other 4. And MP3 songs and all kinds of stuff. So it was like, it was funny. One of the guys in the group said the perfectionism is crippling.
It's crippling.
It's so hard to get this data correct for
You must
everything.
fit it, right?
But it is. It's all done, and it's cool. And version 1.3 is going to be released while I'm here, or 1.2 Sigil is going to be released while I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for your big and rich answer on this question. Now I need to translate it somehow to our audience.
Oh my God.
Але спочатку, Павло, можеш занурити нас, що таке Sigil, що це таке, як це треба нам розуміти?
Наверное, да, я слишком быстро зашел в тему Sigil. Дело в том, что Sigil — это дополнение к оригинальному Думу, которое Джон сделал совсем недавно относительно. И это дополнение просто нереально круто зашло для фанатов.
Це 5-та частина, так?
Нет, это первая.
Ну, я маю на увазі у розробці. Він зробив її останню, яка вона за рахунком?
Не совсем, у него нет счета. Это как продолжение оригинального Дума.
Ну, я розумію. Ну, тобто, скільки частин є? 3, 4? 5?
А секундочку, это очень тонкий вопрос, потому что есть части, которые были с Джоном и которые без Джона.
Ну
Да,
так,
и, кстати,
ну
вот
так.
по поводу этого у меня следующий вопрос. Но сначала я вот вижу, там стоит
Та
Кратос.
завжди, мені ж треба розповісти, що він сказав тільки що. Ти ж розумієш. Ну, англійська це добре. Всі тут знають англійську? Що, можна не перекладати? Ні, я так стисло скажу, що він розробляв цей левел пак, можна і так його назвати. Він трошки забув, як це робиться, як це робити Doom, тому що робити Doom – це дуже особливий вид гейм-девелопменту, як ви розумієте. Він відкрив редактор, редагувальну програму, сів за неї, трошки посидів і зрозумів, так, я все пам'ятаю, можна приступати робити ще один пак левелів. Тому, коли у нього був свободний час на своїх відпустках, він сидів за комп'ютером та робив нові левели для Doom. Окрім того, у нього є новий саундтрек. Там було 2 автори, серед яких він не мог вибрати одного найкращого, та один з цих авторів Buckethead, як я зрозумів, він зовсім крейзі чувак, він написав 400 альбомів і він не повторює себе. Я не знаю, як це можливо взагалі, але це так. Ну і наприкінці проєкту вже містер Ромеро хотів випустити цю наступну частину Думу оригінального на річницю, я так зрозумів. Там була річниця, і він казав, що мені треба все встигнути, щоб це було прямо на річницю, красиво. Але цей музичний чувак, який робив круту мідяху для цього левел-паку, він не встигав. Та містер Ромеро був вимушений випустити гру без його саундтреку, але він продається окремо, ви можете піти та скачати собі як саму гру, яка розповсюджується безкоштовно на його сайті romerogames.com, вибачте. Та на Bandcamp цього Buckethead можете теж завітати, він продає свою версію саундтреку, а ще як називається ще раз ця частина?
Sigil.
Та ще є фізична версія Sigil, вона дуже круто виглядає, і у ній включено саундтрек, вона продається теж окремо. Ну і робити рівні було дуже кльово, він дуже щасливий, що зробив цю частину. Дякую. Thank you. Next question.
И сейчас я хотел немножко прерваться. На самом деле, я вижу, там стоит Кратос, и у него в руках вот настоящий оригинальный... Это я так фоню, да?
Не
Doom.
знаю.
Я хотел обратиться к Джону и спросить, сможет ли Джон сделать маленькое чудо? Если я правильно понимаю, то Кратос не успел на сессию подписания, и он очень хотел бы, чтобы Джон подписал ему оригинальный Doom 2. Это как-то реально или это уже за гранью фантастики?
Так спитай його, я ж не знаю. Просто спитай, просто скажи це. Або я. Давай я. So Mr. Dorochovsky saw this badass Kratos over there and looks like he can't reach you on a science session. And is it possible to make some miracle happen tonight and make a sign for this beautiful man with this box of doom right now, right here? Is it possible?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll sign.
We have a co-host.
He's jumping up.
Oh no, don't jump. That's prohibited. No. You can't go on stage.
Kratos can do anything.
Не можна, друже, не можна на сцену. Зараз охорона прийде та зробить тобі бабони, дивлячись на те, що ти Бог. Дякую. Ти там можеш постояти, але вибач.
Чувак, я сделал все, что мог.
Вибач, такі правила. Oh no.
Ты должен быть уже просто в квадрате доволен. Я уже доволен.
У кубі. О, так. Добре, дай ваші оплески, хлопці та дівчата. Wow! There's a pentagram. Nice.
All right.
The doom from hell now.
И теперь, собственно, вопрос.
And now the question.
Вот мы столько говорили про Sigil, и вы столько времени потратили на то, чтобы сделать его. Готовы ли вы вернуться в большой геймдев, поскольку ваше имя знает практически любой человек, который хоть немножко знаком с first-person шутерами, готовы ли вы вернуться в геймдев и сделать какой-то полностью свой новый проект first-person shooter?
Next question sounds like this. So your Sigil is done. Now you can breathe. And maybe, is it a chance to see you again in modern game development, in big projects, in brand new projects soon? How do you think?
So I've been making a big game for years now. It's called Empire of Sin.
Я вже роблю
You know
великі
about it.
ігри.
It's being published by Paradox Interactive.
Одна з них це Empire of Sin, опублікована... Як ще? One more
Paradox
time?
Interactive.
Published, як?
Paradox
Paradox.
Interactive.
Ага,
If you
Paradox.
know about Stellaris or Crusader Kings.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
So this game is very different than everything that they've done. It's
As
a
always.
1920s Prohibition era in Chicago mob game. It's an XCOM 2 combat style tactical strategy game.
Yes, I saw this interview about this project with you recently, so I know what's the deal. It's a cool game, actually.
Yeah, we call it an Empire RPG because the Empire part is just kind of, that's all the strategy stuff. But it's an RPG because there are a ton of characters in the game that all have relationships with each other. You can get STDs in the game, I'll just say.
XCOM Sims.
There are brothels in the game. You don't want to hang around in them for too long. I'll just say that. There's a lot of cool stuff in the game, but there's a lot of changes that characters go through depending on what they're exposed to in the game, whether it's crazy things that happen in combat or relationships with each other. There's like lovers triangles, and if someone gets hurt, then their lover might have a hair trigger problem and start mowing people down. And
Wow.
so there's a lot of social things you worry about with your characters.
So
with each
they
other.
kind of alive, yeah? And they
Yeah.
interact with each other all
Yeah,
the
so
time.
you think about your characters aren't just units like in most games.
Yeah.
They are people that have backstories and they have things that happen to them, and it's different for every game. you know?
Wow. It's procedural generated
Yeah.
somehow?
Yeah, there's a lot of procedural. The game is different every time.
Wow.
So if you know how to play a game like Age of Empires, where every time you run it, it's all brand new.
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Round of applause, please.
It's
Так.
turning out to be really cool. If you want to go on YouTube and you want to just look at some previews, or maybe not YouTube, I think there are some for YouTube, but if you just Google Empire of Sin preview, you know, IGN and Kotaku and all kinds of sites have done previews of it
Of
because
course.
we've done a lot of work with the press at Gamescom, and the press is all really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's the latest game. While I'm making Sigil, this thing's going on.
That's your last big project, yeah.
Ну, я спрашивал немножко про другое.
А.
Я понимаю, да, что про это, наверное, говорить нельзя.
Напевно, я не знаю. Ну, ми маємо, що маємо, як кажуть у нас на Україні.
Хорошо, тогда следующий вопрос.
Перекласти мені треба, ти ж куди ж ти рашиш?
Да что ж такое? Я
Не
всегда забываю.
раш Б. Ми розмовляли зараз про останній проєкт містера Ромеро, і це дуже незвичайна гра, у якій, яка схожа на помість XCOM, так, та Sims, так. XCOM та Sims, це, як сказати, пошагова, да? Покрокова стратегія, але ваші персонажі, якими ви граєте у цій грі, вони живі, у них є бексторі, у них є якась історія життя, є стосунки, навіть є хвороби, які передаються статевим шляхом. Так що знайте це просто факт, який треба знати. Це дуже кльовий проєкт. Ви можете просто вбити у YouTube його назву Empire of Sin. What's the name again? Empire of Sin, right? Empire of Sin. Ви просто підіть у YouTube, подивіться трохи обзорів на цю гру. Це найфінальніший проєкт, над яким трудиться наш зірковий гість. Дякуємо. Release date.
It's going to be out spring of 2020.
Spring of 2020. Навесні 2020 року. Чекайте. У неї кльова ціна, сказав також містер Ромеро. Тому купуйте. Yeah, buy it. It's good. Yeah. Please support. Yeah. Next question.
Я просто вижу, насколько люди прекрасно воспринимают, что говорит Джон, поэтому я забываю, что нужно переводить, поэтому я такой, и вклиниваюсь.
Ну, знаєш, я б не перекладав, але, ну, робота така,
Да,
що робити?
Да.
Я бачу, що ви розумієте, все добре? Кльово. Якщо я там не справляюся, ви вибачте, я роблю, що можу. Давай наступне питання.
Я тоже стараюсь, вообще-то.
Молодець.
Итак, меня очень интересует, вот Джон все-таки маэстро, с таким вкусом создания игр. А во что играет сам Джон?
So, next question sounds like this. You're a big game developer. You're a mastermind of game development, but I think you're a player as well. What is your favorite games to play these days?
Jeez. It's funny, we play Quake 1 Deathmatch every day in the office.
Still.
Yeah.
Перший Quake ще грається.
My lead programmer is one of the best esports Quake players in
Wow.
Ireland. So he beats me most of the time. I mean, he's unbelievably good, but it's not just us. We started playing for hours on like Thursdays after work. And then the rest of the company was like, hey, what are you guys playing? What is going on there? So now it's like at lunchtime, there's death matches going on, you know, everywhere.
That's
in
a
Quake
tradition,
1.
yeah. In Quake 1, still.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so that's happening. We have a Minecraft realm where tons of people are just building
Oh,
tons of stuff in
yeah.
Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
There's people who are expert level Street Fighter players that compete in contests and tournaments that are on the team. So like they're very hardcore players, and and they're really good. And I mean they make games as well, so they they think a little bit differently.
That's cool. Thank you for your answer. Ну що, Quake перший досі грається кожен день. Джоном Ромеро. І не тільки їм, увесь його офіс розробників ігор грає. Це зараз традиція. Кожен день, коли усі там на ланч ідуть, вони грають у Quake перший, і усі там не розуміють, що коїться, але зараз це як хвороба. А вже ж є також Майнкрафт-сервер, у якому люди щось будують, та він живе своїм життям. І також ще третій проєкт якийсь був. Що ж це було? Я забув. Так, Street Fighter, дякую. Є декілька професійних гравців Street Fighter, які йдуть на чемпіонати та захищають свій титул, але вони ще і розробники ігор. Ось така історія. Thank you for your answer.
All right.
Next question.
Я молчал, я держался. Я мужик.
Thank you.
Так вот, Джон, вы столько времени уже занимаетесь игростроем. Как вы реагируете на меняющийся мир? Вы готовы к новым технологиям, VR, AR? Что вы думаете, захватит рынок в дальнейшем?
О, слухай, а знаєш що? У нас тут є питання від нашого спонсора від Acer та від Predator з лінійки про cloud gaming. Давайте ж про cloud gaming
Об'єднім?
спитаємо. А?
Объединим?
Так, чому ні?
Тогда VR, AR, cloud gaming.
The next question is about modern game development technologies. You have a huge experience, but future comes today. And the next big technologies that will come in a recent time will be VR, AR, and cloud gaming. Our sponsor, Acer Predator, want to know what do you think about cloud gaming in some distant future?
Well, it's definitely interesting that cloud gaming's beginning is in delivering older games, right? To kind of virtualize older games and make them run.
Yeah.
Because they don't require a really high frame rate. So it's
Yeah.
okay to play games like that just because the internet still is getting faster and faster. But anyone that's a technologist looks at the future and goes, this is all speeding up. What can we do with that speed? The cloud is getting bigger and better. There's more CDNs. It's kind of like 5G cell phone technology is requiring a ton of nodes, more than there are right now.
Yeah.
It's not like they're making the nodes better, but they're making way more nodes to make
Way
this
more.
faster, right?
Every day.
Yeah, every day. So with cloud gaming, it's also the internet and everything is going to be going much faster. So we're going to theorize that the latency is going to be a lot lower.
Of course.
And that we'll be able to deliver stuff at a frame rate that doesn't require special technology to connect between your monitor and the data coming over the internet, the way that some solutions have been engineered to deliver this content.
Yeah, the project Stadia from Google showing nice results right now, and they just growing, they just started. And they, when I saw the conference about it, they said strange and amazing things. They said like, imagine 200 on 200 deathmatch. Imagine 1,000 on 1,000 deathmatch. It's possible with these technologies.
Slaughter Royale.
Yeah, slaughter. Oh, we need to write it down. It will be good. I think you will find yourself in these new technologies. Maybe we should think about new project on this base because it's growing crazily fast.
It is. I think though that cloud gaming is going to be for a certain kind of game. Because, you know, the people making consoles don't want to not make consoles anymore. They make good money on consoles. And consoles give you instant response. So if you have a game that needs instantaneous response, it's always going to be faster than the internet.
Of course.
So for Twitch games, they're always going to be better on a console. And the people that really care about 60 frames per second are going to be snobs about that.
Of course.
People that can handle a lower frame rate will be fine with cloud gaming, you know, if you know what I mean. So I think a type of game will work really well with cloud gaming, which is probably more games than the people who are very picky about their latency.
So you assume it's more like a niche for some kind of new games that will be developed, not the competitive ones that esports ready and stuff, yeah?
I think it starts as a niche. But I think that it starts getting really big because when you're talking about massive amounts of gamers out there, like when you discount your mother as being a gamer, but she plays Candy Crush all day.
Yes.
She's a hardcore gamer.
Hardcore.
She spends more money than you do.
And more time. And she did well.
Exactly. So that's the kind of gamer that this cloud stuff is going to really be targeting is this mass casual audience. And if you look at how the Apple Arcade has just kind of come out,
just
it's
launched.
a subscription arcade.
Yeah.
People don't want to think about buying every single game and nickel and diming themselves to death. They just want to just be able to get it, right?
To play,
and they
just
want
to play.
Quality.
Yes.
So when you look at a cloud gaming subscription, that's going to be pretty pretty cool for a lot of people that don't want to deal with the microtrans world.
Of course.
Right? So I think that it's going to really hit the mass casual audience with subscriptions and make it just very easy. And Apple is already showing that
It's
that is
working.
a business model that
Just
will
pay
work.
and play. Yeah. Like this. Okay, let me translate this part
Alright,
and then we will
translate it.
Then we will go to AR VR war. Ну що, хлопці та дівчата, побалакали ми зараз про cloud gaming. Це, якщо ви не знали, така штука, коли ви просто купуєте невеличкий додаток, який об'єднує вас із потужними серверами по кльовому з'єднанню з інтернетом та дуже швидко передає вам, як би то кажучи, стрім вашої гри, яку вам не треба встановлювати або мати круте залізо для того, щоб грати в неї. Тільки цю маленьку додаткову фіговіну, яка дає вам можливість грати прямо напряму, об'єднуючись з потужними серверами, наприклад, з серверами Google. Google вже робить одну таку штукенцію, називається вона Google Stadia, ви можете подивитися про це в інтернеті і ближче наблизитися до цієї ідеї. Ми з містером Ромеро розмовляли про те, як це вплине на майбутній геймінг, тому що це дуже багатообіцяючий проект, який змінить ігри і зробить ігри такими, якими ми ще не знаємо їх. Це абсолютно невимогливі можливості, які можуть бути у кожного. Тому що це не коштує багато, і інтернет росте з кожним днем, становиться швидше. 5G вже тут, за кутом, майже у нас. Уже є в декількох странах, але через рік буде і у нас. Ви ж знаєте, як це все росте швидко. Тому все прискорюється, і клауд-геймінг не виключення. Та містер Ромеро вважає, що ця технологія буде впливати на, як то кажучи, жанрові ігри, не усі, тому що швидкість об'єднання із сервером дуже важлива штука, коли мова йде про змагальні ігри. Тому ті, хто сидять зі стрімами на твічі, навряд чи скористуються технологіями клауд-геймінгу, вони будуть вимогливими до свого фреймрейту та до своєї швидкості підключення та реакції на їх дії усередині гри, тому може звичайний пласт гравців, які вже сьогодні є гравцями, будуть купувати ці пристрої, щоб насолоджуватися сінглплеєрами або казуальними іграми. Він сказав кльовий жарт. Спочатку ти не можеш сказати, що твоя мати є заядлим геймером, а потім ти дивишся на її левел в Candy Crush, і ти бачиш, що вона геймер покруче, ніж ти. Вона витрачає гроші, вона підписується, вона витрачає на це час, вона геймер, не гірший за тебе. Саме тому Apple Arcade нещодавно запустилося як сервіс, і це сервіс, який дає вам, наскільки я пам'ятаю, що ти оплачуєш підписку та граєш у топові ігри, так, як на Twitch Prime або Discord Nitro, якось так. Тобто ти платиш одну суму та граєш у топові ігри, як у всіх там у PlayStation та Xbox.
Google Stadia, яка ще не вийшла.
Ага, ну і так Google Stadia теж. Ось, тому ми чекаємо на розповсюдження цієї технології, а зараз розмовляємо про VR та AR. Now let's jump into VR and AR. What do you think about this kind of technologies? Does they have future, and what kind of future they have?
Well, I kind of believe that AR and VR are also going to be categories of games, the same way that mobile games are a category. So I don't think all game developers are going to jump into AR, and they're not all going to jump into VR. They did all jump into VR for a few years because there were billions of dollars being dumped into it, just the way that a lot of game developers jumped into Facebook because there was a ton of money.
Of course.
But I think that there are just like types of games that kind of like, I like RPGs, I like AR games, I like shooters,
like
I
a
like
genre.
VR.
Yeah, more like a genre.
It's more like a genre, right? It's like, I like mobile games.
Yeah, you can call it like VR games. It's a different things from regular games, yeah.
Yeah, they're all very different. So in each of those, VR and AR games have to solve game, they got to figure out how to play games with that kind of media. So AR games have to do things a certain way, and VR games are completely different than AR games, and they have to do things in their own way. And there's been a ton of work on just trying to solve the design issues around like making a game is so obvious in every other kind of console and PC and stuff and mobile, but making it in VR, there are a bunch of things that are kind of barriers to making a game be a normal experience. So people are starting to kind of figure out that, you know, making a game in VR has to be an experience made just for that platform. It doesn't really translate from normal, like any other platform. So if you're sitting, if your normal mode is like a sitting type thing where you're in a car or you're in a plane or you're in a roller coaster even, and you expect to just sit yourself but you're being moved around, then people can kind of comprehend it and understand it and not feel sick by it. But if you're expected to be moving physically in the world, that begins to be kind of an issue with people. Being able to play a game where you're just sitting and not having to do too much other physical effort means that you can play a game in VR for a lot longer period of time than you would if you're making the player do a lot of physical movement while they're playing the game.
Surely it is.
So there's a lot of game design revision in VR that's trying to kind of figure out how do we make this thing work the best.
This is a very fresh industry. Recently I watched a video. The guy spent 1 week, I think, in a VR set playing Minecraft.
Minecraft Earth.
And it was really hard for him because your brain is okay. He eats information. He just pursuing data. It's all our brain does. But at the end, it was really hard. And when he put the helmet away, he was amazed. Like, I don't believe this is the real world now because it's so new. It's a new industry. We still don't know how to make it right. You know, we need to be creative and inventive to go through all this platform is given to us, you know.
Right.
It's kind of niche. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Let me translate it now.
Okay.
Щодо VR, містер Ромеро теж вважає, що це нішова штука, тому що, ви можете сказати, що там я люблю RPG, або я люблю мобільні ігри, або я люблю VR-ігри, тому що вони дуже відрізняються від того стану ігор, до яких ми звикли сьогодні, тому що це, можна сказати, інша направленість цього проєкту, тому що це можна назвати проєктом в цілому. Саме тому VR-ігри будуть, якщо не нішевими, то їх треба буде розганяти, тому що вони ще тільки з'явилися у нас, це дуже свіжа платформа, і розробники побачили, що це кльова платформа, і вони її трохи просувають уперед, але на даний момент ми можемо бачити, що ця платформа потребує ще досі привикання з боку розробників, тому що це дуже непросто робити ігри у абсолютно новій середі. Плюс до того, коли ти граєш у VR, ти маєш бути дуже крутим чуваком, тому що ти просто так не побігаєш, та не помахаєш руками декілька годин. Але зараз геймери грають декілька годин у день як мінімальна основа, так? Подивіться на кіберспортсменів. Тобто, я не думаю, що кіберспорт буде у VR, а якщо буде, то ви можете собі представити, як буде виглядати наш кібератлет, як справжній атлет, тому що йому треба буде мати потужну спину. Ви розумієте, про що я кажу. Коли ти сидиш, ти можеш водити машину, наприклад, або їздити там на американських горках, але ти дуже обмежений своїм середовищем, своїм фізичним світом, який окрім тебе існує у грі. Ти не можеш просто сісти та пережити експірієнс, як ти можеш зробити це з якою завгодно грою на будь-якій платформі. Якось так, дякую. Thank you. Okay, we have 20 minutes left. Let's jump into audience questions maybe, yeah?
Audience questions, yeah.
Audience, do you have some questions? Oh, look, they have many. Okay, my co-host going there. This is his
Mike
job.
has the mic.
I think he have the mic. М'яч, у тебе є мікрофон?
Є, звичайно, ти що. Він же в мене до руки приростає просто. Так,
Професійно.
давай я зараз тут
Yeah, you have to
Питай.
choose. All right.
Можна я візьму?
Ближче мікрофон, будь ласка.
Hello, can you understand my English or is it...
Ще,
Your English sounds great.
ще ближче. От як я, у притирочку, будь ласка.
Добре.
Nice.
So I'm having a hard time choosing one question, but recently a lot of my favorite game series dying because of becoming too casual. And what developers say is that audience isn't ready for hardcore gaming or for some special features in gaming, something new, something where you don't have to like make a big tutorial in the game and show player everything they can do step by step. So, and you say you're making an XCOM style game and you have the office full of hardcore players. So what is your point of view on that? And maybe you can shed some light on what makes developers think we aren't ready for hardcore gaming.
Let me clear it for a second. So your question is about the hardness of games, right? Is it good to make it hard, or should we do the casual moving through the level of hardness by hand, our new players, casual ones, right?
My question is more about special features, something new and interesting, and difficulty, but not in terms whether it's good or bad, but in terms what makes developers think that casual is better than difficult in AAA games, not in just casual game genre, but in all the games. Like a lot of my favorite hardcore series died because of becoming too casual.
Too casual, you mean? That's what your question is. So, can you do it in not English language, please? For our audience. Thank you very much.
То моє питання було про те, що багато з моїх улюблених серій ігор вмерло через те, що вони стали надто казуальними, хоча вони були більш хардкорними і цікавими на початку. І девелопери часто пояснюють це тим, що аудиторія не готова до хардкорних ігор і до цікавих якихось нових фіч, і що їх треба вести за ручку, робити туторіали і все таке. Тому моє питання про те, чому девелопери так думають, може пан Ромеро знає, і яка його точка зору на це.
Дуже дякую вам, дуже дякую. Ви зробили мою роботу дуже легкою. Дякую вам. Please answer.
So, we definitely, if you've played a Paradox game, their tutorials are hard. Because their games are like climbing a wall of information to try and figure out how to play it. With our game, we want a tutorial that's not long and it's not wordy, but it gives you the critical information that you need to know what kind of decisions to make, but not to tell the player everything, because that just takes away the mystery and the learning that is going to be fun for the player. So,
of course.
Like we wouldn't do, like Facebook games have ridiculously like drawn out tutorials.
Oh, I hate it.
And yeah, no one wants to do that. So for us, we're only giving people the information that we know they need, because we do a ton of testing. So while the game is being developed, we do user research testing like every month or two, and the reports from the UR tests are them not understanding certain things. And these are people that do play these games. It's not like we just pulled some rando that doesn't play strategy games. These are like Paradox game players. Because we expect, well, we're going to be selling to Paradox players, number one, because they're going to be marketing to them. So when we get results back that they don't understand a certain thing, then we need to put in a tutorial step just to tell them something about that. And if they can figure they can figure certain things out over time, then we don't want to put it in there, because it's fun to learn that stuff or to discover it.
Yeah.
So we want the minimum amount of text in there to teach people stuff. And we also have I want the tutorial. If you don't want the tutorial, you're not getting one.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Right.
please do it. Please do it, everybody. Every game developer watching us, please do I want to do not tutorial. Because, modern games are so easy on it. They too detailed about it. When I launched Daikatana a few days before, I dived into this taste of games. I stuck in it. When you stuck the last time in game, I don't remember. When I launched Daikatana, I understand. Finally, I must think to beat the game. Yeah. Now I don't need to think. I come to a hole, and I start to crouch, and there's a line, crouch on C. Oh man, I know.
Oh yeah.
I can go in options and watch. No, you must read it, because somebody just doesn't understand it. Yeah, so you must be creative in your tutorial, of course. So I also want to ask you about the last part of the question, like our hardcore gamers, get stronger and bigger. Also, our newcomers to the gaming are even bigger now. So what do we do? We do the complex tutorial, or we just cut it. Few projects don't have it, like Getting Over It. Do you know this game? Getting Over It.
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
It's crazy. Don't play it. It's horrible. It's horribly good in a simple way, you know. It's kind of special, but you don't have tutorial at all, and you suffer, even if you know what to do. You suffer constantly, 24/7. You fail, you live, you die, you live again. Always the same way. So it don't have tutorial at all. Or I don't know, Cuphead. You know, it's hard, but even this game have a tutorial. It's great. It's just simple and clean, and you do it. Not all game journalists actually done it, but you know, so sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Okay, so you are pushing option to on and off tutorial, right? This is
basically
the basic
when you play the game,
yeah.
There's a point where you get dropped. You basically start in the world, and it says, show me the tutorial or just leave me alone.
So this is the most important.
So you're in the game, and it's like the last thing it's going to tell you is like, do you want me to show you kind of around a little bit, or you just say no, leave me alone, and it's gone. And
that's
so
the most important thing. Okay, got you. Thank you for your answer. Так, оплески, де наші оплески. Так. Ми прийшли до ідеї про те, що туторіали повинні бути, але вони повинні бути опціональними. Тому якщо ви не хочете туторіал, то його можна скіпнути, але якщо хочете, його можна увімкнути знову. Це принципова, як це сказати? Позиція, так, якої треба притримуватися усім гейм-дизайнерам. Будь ласка, вислухайте нас, зробіть це. Ми хочемо відміняти туторіали або слухати їх по нашому бажанню. Дякую. Next question.
So, hello.
Будь ласка, ближче мікрофон. Дякую.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Microphone.
Yeah. Going back to the mother's theme, you know, my mother plays Doom and Diablo to this day. But, you know...
Wow. Let's have a round of applause.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I run the server on Diablo and we play together.
The first part or second one?
Second
one.
A lot of destruction. So, going to the question, do you have a development philosophy? You know, there's a development philosophy in Python, so don't make it too complicated, and smart is better than complicated, and short is better than long. So do you have your own development philosophy?
Like hard rules, yeah? Thank you for your question. Питання наше про те, наш хлопець сказав, що його мати грала у Doom та Diablo, і зараз він тримає сервер. Так? Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, він має сервер. До сьогодні кльові ігри. Локально. Я теж проходив першу частину з мамою колись. Так, моя родина теж хардкорні геймери. Питання твоє було про... я вже забув.
Про філософію.
Так, про філософію. Я так сконцентрувався на Diablo, вибач. Про філософію. Чи є у нашого зіркового гостя філософія як гейм-девелопера? Тобто, чи є якісь правила, які він не може не робити та не виповнювати? Чи є у нього якісь... я забуваю слова, це вже пізно.
Мікротранзакції, наприклад.
Да ні, не мікротранзакції. Ограничення є таке.
Обмеження.
Обмеження, дякую. Обмеження, чи є якісь обмеження? So, please, answer this question. Thank you.
I have a lot of development philosophies, actually. You know, I've made a lot of different kinds of games, so it's not like I would say I have a philosophy and it's only based on making shooters. It's philosophies of every part of game development, like the business part of game development, the creation of tools, the design aspect of different kinds of games, the programming of the games.
Well, if you can pick some kind of, I don't know, 3 basic rules that's most important for you, what would it be?
Jeez, okay, well, if we're talking about business, where people are interested in starting a little team with each other, like an indie team, and you want to make games. I hear a lot of people, so many people just like, how do I get money to make games? Like we want to start a team and we want to start making a game. We have a really cool idea, and I tell them, well, number one, you're not getting money because no one knows who you are and you haven't made anything. So who's going to give you money when you can't show them anything?
So
right?
basically to do games, you need to do games.
You need to do them. Yeah, you make them in your spare time. So you have to prove that you can that you should be getting some money from somebody, and the way you do that is actually make something cool and get noticed. And so
and
do
go
it on
bigger
your own,
and
do it
bigger.
It's sweat equity. You got to put in your own time with your team, and that at that point when you're starting out that way, you can find out how strong of a team you have.
Of course.
If your team will do the same kind of effort together, if they're all very passionate, they'll live through a game.
Of course.
But if they don't, you'll see who the weak link is, and you can replace them with someone who is a strong link, you know, on the next game.
You need to try your team.
Your team needs to be battle-proof, basically, and by doing that, you need to ship a game. So that is the hardest part, is to get people who will dedicate their spare time, no matter what's going on, to making a game and the amount of work it takes to ship a game. And if you can get through that, you want to make sure that everybody is equally compensated, meaning if they own a piece of the company, they should all own an equal amount of the company, so they all feel like they have a voice and that they're not being minimized in some way, or like they're less than. Everyone needs to feel like just because they're the programmer and they can make everything happen, that doesn't mean that the programmer should have more you know, of an ownership share of the company. They should have the same as the other people.
Yeah, we all part of the pool. Yeah, as we
you're
can
not going to
say.
make a game without the art. You're not going to make a game without the audio, and you're not going to make a game without you know, the biz and all that stuff. So
they're all important, of course.
The design, so they're all important. So you figure out what your small team start size is. You need to maybe make a game before you make a company. Because if somebody doesn't work out, you don't want them owning a piece of something that now you're going to have to throw away and start a new company. So you want to you want to test the team before you start the company, make everybody equal, and make sure that everybody, someone can't just walk off with a piece of the company because they got mad. So you have to have agreements in place where if they leave, the company recovers that stock back. And also know your co-founders. That is like the critical problem that most people have, is they don't know their co-founders and always assume everything's going to go wrong.
You know, it sounds like a marriage. You really need to know your wife before she gets your wife, because you must split your wife with these people. It's a job. Job is the big amount of time you're giving up.
You're probably spending more time with these people than your wife.
Yes.
So
Okay, let me translate this part.
Okay.
Thank you for the really great advice. It's really great advice you give. Добре, давайте. Да. Трохи оплесків, тому що це дуже кльова тема. Насправді, це реально кльовий опит. Як заробляти гроші на іграх? Дуже просто, треба робити ігри. Робіть ігри, щоб робити ігри. Якщо ніхто не знає вас, ви не будете відомими, тому ви не зможете продавати ваші ігри. Хто буде знати вас? Ніхто. Тому зробіть ігри. Вас будуть знати, і потім ви можете робити реально кльові великі проекти. Випробовуйте свою команду. Тільки випробовуючи команду, ви зможете розуміти, що це за люди. Знаєте своїх інвесторів, з якими ви розділяєте цю компанію. Тому що якщо ви не зможете, не те, що контролювати, а довіряти своїм партнерам, ви не зможете пронести далеко цю компанію. Це дуже важлива штука. Також усі мають бути винагороджені однаково, не дивлячись на те, яку роль займає людина у команді. Ти не можеш платити більше грошей тільки тим, хто пише код, тому що без них гри не буде. Гри також не буде без артерів, не буде без музикантів, без людей, які штовхають ідеї. Усі повинні мати однакову долю у частину компанії, яку ви робите разом. Тому витрачайте ваш час на ігри, робіть їх, і тоді ви будете робити їх краще. І ось такий крутий, але дуже проста, але дуже крута порада. Дякуємо.
And number two?
Yes, please. We're welcome to hear.
Number two, I get a lot of people asking me, hey, can you tweet about my game? Because I don't know how anyone's going to find out about the game that I just made. And just as a little piece of information, every month the iOS only App Store gets 20,000 games published a month. And Steam has 7,000 a month. So competition's insane. Most of those games are garbage. They're not like quality games, but it still shows, even if there's thousands, right? 10,000 in 1 month that are actually quality games, competition is extremely high. So it's hard to reach people. Discovery is like the issue right now.
Of course.
My answer to anybody is, number one, make a great game. It's the hardest thing to do, but you're not going to get noticed if your game isn't great. And you have to start with a really great idea. So have a great idea, do the impossible and execute on it and make a great game. Very hard to do. And then you basically take that cool game that you have and you submit it to every conference that has an indie section that is going to be judged, because you need that exposure. So you need to put your game into every conference and every showcase where
you're
indies
pushing
are at.
through as hard as you can.
Push it, just get your game shown there, and if you get nominated for an award, you're going to get press. You don't need to win it, you just need to get nominated.
Yes.
Right? So in whatever category, and they love to give out awards at these things.
Yeah, it's really working.
So if you want to think about how to target an award, you look at the kinds of categories that they judge on, and you try to get one in. Try look at a category you think is actually going to be the easiest one to win. It could be audio, right?
Yeah.
Best audio in a game.
Yeah.
Right? Pick some category that you can really like laser focus on when you've made your game, and improve your game in that category as much as you possibly can before you get it out there.
Boost it out, yeah.
Because you want to nail that one category. So you get it in there, you get it judged, you get nominated, and now you got free press.
Yes.
And if you win, the press is crazy, right? And everybody hears about your game. And it's really important, right?
Of course.
You got to do a good job before that can happen.
Yes.
And as just an example, we made this crazy little game called Gunman Taco Truck that we released in 2017, and it was designed by our 9-year-old son.
Oh, really?
He's
I don't want to watch
15 now, but like he came up with the idea when he was 9. And it was a crazy idea, but it really was a sound game loop. It was a sound core loop. So we made the game, and we just put it out, and we didn't do any advertising. We spent no money on it, and we didn't talk to anyone about it. We didn't talk to Apple, and we just released it on iOS. So we put it out there. I think we also released it on Android, in Mac and Windows. So it's kind of on everything. But when we put it out there, we didn't talk to anyone. It was just like we're gonna publish it because we want Donovan to have a game published. But we know how insane the spew of games is going out there.
Yeah,
so
they come and go every day in crazy amounts. Yeah.
But we spent a lot of time on it. It wasn't a game that was rushed out. It was we spent our time and we made it as well as we could for what it was. And within a couple weeks, Apple chose it as a game we love. In the iOS App Store, and it was up there for a week on the front page.
Yeah.
And we never asked them for it. It was just like, whoa, this is awesome.
They really likes it. It's a really good game.
Apple loved it. We don't have a relationship with Apple. They just chose it. And then we put the Mac OS version out, and they chose that for a week as well as an app that we love on the Mac Store. So it was like, okay. And then later that year, they decided that they were going to relaunch the App Store to have like a story section where you just kind of get to read through developer stories and stuff.
Recently, yeah. They
So
make like it.
Right. So
Article.
It has not even a year old, this thing, right?
Yeah. Very
they
fresh.
contacted us randomly and said, we would love to do an interview with Donovan and about Gunman Taco Truck and the development process of it and what he had to do. So we got Donovan on the phone with Apple, and they went and did a big old interview with Donovan, and we had to give him tons of artwork from the game so they could make it look really neat. And it was just like, we never asked for this stuff, but they love the game.
And it
they
just
love the
happened.
story behind the game is very important.
Yes.
Right.
That's how they make the good articles on that spot.
Yeah, because it's like it's a family-created game. Our whole family worked on it.
Yeah, they just watch it from inside. It's a cool way to promote yourself.
It is. So the story behind the game is always a good thing to think about.
Yes.
And then the iPhone 10 came out, and they contacted us again, and they said, this is a year after that story, and they said, could you make this work on the iPhone 10? Could you update Gunman Taco Truck to be on the iPhone 10 and take advantage of the huge screen?
Uh-huh.
And we're like, oh, yeah.
Of course.
Because if you do that, then they're going to promote the game for you. Because
Once again.
it's like free advertising. Awesome. We have to pay for
Why
anything.
not? Yeah.
So we did that. It took about a week, but we did that too. So it's like they keep on, this game is now like 2.5 years old, and they just keep pinging us about it. They don't ask us to make it better or anything or add more stuff to it. It's the same game as it was, and they just keep on like doing something with it because the story behind the game is cool.
Yes.
And they can write about it in lots of different ways. So I always think about what is the cool story behind your game of the dev process, if there is one. It could be you just learned how to code and this was the game you made. Or
You can use it.
Yeah, or this is here's the story of our indie dev studio and where we came from, and it was really hard, but we made it. Because they love having dev stories in there. So think about the story behind your game, make a really great game, get that game put into as many places as possible, and if it's not getting nominated, it's not a good enough game, and you're not going to make a good game for a while, right? If you haven't made games before, they're just not going to be good. But at some point, you will start making good games if you just keep on doing it.
Just do games.
Keep
It's
making
easy.
them. Yeah.
And keep pushing them. Thank you. I will translate this part as well. Yes. Make some noise. Коротше, усе так. Слухайте уважно. Перша порада – робіть круті ігри. Друга порада – вам треба зробити так, щоб про них хтось знав. Як це зробити? Давайте уявимо, що ви вже крута інді-команда, у вас є кльова ідея, ви зробили гру. Все кльово, у вас є продукт. Як його просувати? Дуже просто. Вам треба знайти виставки ігор, на яких є інді-куточок, та туди податися, для того, щоб вас номінували. На одну з тем ви можете зробити кльовий саундтрек, ви можете виглядати круто, ви можете бути дуже свіжою ідеєю, або просто шукайте, де ви можете номінуватися. Виграти – це не так важливо. Ну, важливо, а вже ж, якщо виграти, це взагалі буде круто, але якщо вас навіть номінують на одну з цих, якщо ви попадаєте під одну з цих статей, то про вас хтось вже пізнає, вас пізнають. Ви зробите це раз, два, три, чотири, і потім вас будуть пізнавати ще більше, а потім ви, мабуть, навіть виграєте одну з номінацій. Кожен місяць, мені сказав містер Ромеро, кожен місяць Apple випускає 20 тисяч ігор. Кожного місяця у свій стор. А у Steam з'являється десь 7 тисяч ігор кожен місяць. Вам буде не дуже легко робити ігри, але якщо ви будете робити їх круто та не будете переставати їх промоутити через ось такі ось виставки ігор або через статті, ви набудете популярності як гейм-девелопери. Окрім того, він розказав історію про свою гру, яка називається, зараз я скажу вам, Gunman Taco Truck. Ось. Це гра, ідею для якої розробив його син 9-річний. Він придумав сюжет, навіть малював арти до неї. І вони зробили цю гру, вони не поспішали, це вийшла кльова гра, вони просто вишвирнули її у Apple Store. І потім магія трапилась, і вони потрапили на сторінку, у Apple Store є сторінка «Ігри, які ми любимо». Вони просто грають у ігри, які потрапляють до їх стору, та вибирають ті, які їм подобаються. Ну, ось так ця гра стала першою у магазині на цілий тиждень. І погнали загрузки. Просто так, з повітря, просто тому що Apple подобається ця гра, вона рекламується таким образом. Трохи пізніше трапилась інша річ. Apple запустили невеличкі статті про ігри, які вони публікують. Це не просто описання гри, а невеличка стаття, яка розповідає, як ігра була зроблена, або розкриває бексторі цієї гри. Та Apple забажала зробити цю статтю, то вони подзвонили містеру Ромеро до будинку та покликали автора цієї гри, його сина, і він сидів на телефоні з Apple, розповідаючи, як він це все вигадав, і вони послали цілу купу артів, щоб показати, як гра була зроблена, і Apple зробив дуже кльову статтю, і гра ще більш завірусилася. Потім вони зробили порт на macOS, гру цю зробили для маків. Там теж вони виграли це місце, ігри, які ми любимо. І ось так, потрошки вони стали відомими. Просто не прикладаючи багато зусиль. Тому мотайте це на вуса та запам'ятайте це, як це робиться, та робіть це. Це все. Thank you for great advice. It's really useful. It's really useful. А у нас є тут гейм-девелопери у залі? I asked about, do we have game developers on right here?
Cool. Do you want me to do number 3?
Oh yeah, do we have time? Oh, maybe tomorrow. We can do it
All right,
tomorrow.
yeah,
We have
we can do
another
tomorrow.
session tomorrow. We don't have any time, so thank you very much for being
Thank
here, for
you.
share your awesome experience. Давайте трошки гучніше скажемо дякую нашому зірковому гостю та нашому не менш зірковому гостю Павлу Дороховському теж трошки похлопаємо. Дякуємо.